Hey, what is up, everybody? Jason here. Today we are going to be building a functional, hopefully, mechanical mimic chest. And I'm actually pretty confident in this one. I've actually already got several prototypes built. So many prototypes. I've been working on this for the last month or so since this is actually built for the LEGO Ideas Dungeons and Dragons contest. So I've actually got it pretty wired up, pretty nailed, the design at least, but I actually want to change the colors, make it brown with maybe some gold accents and such. So that's what we're going to do today. Actually, I'm a little behind setting up, so first we're gonna make sure everything's checking out okay. I see some people in the chat. Our Hamburg's in the chat. Hey, welcome to the stream as always. Really glad to have you here. Okay, looks like we're good to go. Okay, so without further ado, let's start building. So this is the most functional prototype I have, so I'm actually just gonna put all these other ones aside. I have so many bits and pieces. Every time I adjust something, I basically just make a new prototype. Most of them are built in gray, but I also want to build this on a little bit of a floor, I guess. So I got a bunch of gray pieces, and so we're gonna build the floor first, and we will get to it. So the chest itself is like 16 by 10 studs. So I'm just gonna build it a little bit bigger, maybe 2 studs bigger on a side, which I think should be something like that, like 20 by 14. Oh man, my tea is so hot it's fogging up my glasses. Okay, so who's in the chat? Darren, JK, how do you get all your Lego pieces? I bought them all over like the last 20 years. I think it's really cool, obviously in the D&D context, but maybe it lacks D&D for the general population. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it'll actually be very successful on LEGO Ideas, but whatever. It was a good contest, and it was a great excuse to build one, because I think it's got some really interesting mechanics. So you know, and if you don't try, you're definitely not gonna have a chance. So we'll see what we can do. Actually, I have been doing a little bit of 3D building on this one, so just so I know what I'm doing, I'll reference the prototypes I built plus a little bit of the model I have going. What's the flower on your shirt about? Oh, it's the poppy. It's Remembrance Day. So that is what that's about. It's obviously made out of Lego. Oh, Interdimensional Music actually has his own mimic chest made out of Lego. Wow, that beat me to it. There are definitely a lot on that contest for sure, which is fine. The more the merrier. Maybe if enough people want it, then Lego will actually make one, which is cool. Would be cool. I mean, I think there's a lot of great ideas on that contest right now, and I wouldn't be surprised if more than one idea made it through to become a set. It seems like a lot of effort to just make one set, to have this partnership with Wizards of the Coast. Ulrich, nice pop you got there. Thanks. Cheers. Remembrance Day. Oh, Darren Hassan. has a YouTube channel about Lego. 108 subs now. For some reason, I can't get the profile information from the comments I've seen, but cheers. I'll try and look that up. Oh, Hippie Nolic just received the Harry Potter trunk I was building the other day. Oh, it came as a surprise gift. Cheers. Can we get a zoom in on the Poppy? I guess we can get a zoom in on the Poppy. It's pretty basic, just some curved slopes. It's basically a 4x4 round, and then so 4x4 stud square, and then I have these wedge slopes on the edges, and 2x2 regular curved slopes for each of the leaves, I guess, and then just a black 2x2 round tile in the middle. I don't know what the best way. Oh, here, it's probably a better shot here. It's just pretty basic. I just threw it together this morning, actually. I actually built, I've built several Poppies over the years out of Lego, and they're all a little bit different, but I like the design of this one. It's pretty nice. Oh, that would make a great short. Oh, yeah. Possibly, I guess the time for that is past, but I should have done it yesterday. Okay, so basically I'm just building ground here. I'm just kind of half randomly putting tiles on this just to give kind of the impression of stonework. But we'll make sure I'm making this the right size. Oh yeah, looks about right. And maybe we'll add a few more 2x2 rounds just to give some texture to the floor. Travis Rickett, remember me? I'm an Indus Nostalgia kid by with another profile. Sure. That's cool. Bacon and Clover Lego Productions. What's your favorite mock you've made? I'm going to say this one right now because it's pretty awesome. Well, that's clearly too long. Put a 2x6 there. Or 4x6 there. And I'm basically just leaving the center empty so that I can build the chest on top of it. Mr. Donut, remember me? You definitely sound familiar. Darren Hassan, Jason, not to interrupt your live, but what should I build for my next Lego video? Well, I don't know. Build whatever you like. Thought you already created my chest. Yeah, I did, right here. But it's not finished. It's not complete, and I want to change the colors on it, so we're gonna try, and it also didn't have a floor, so we're just putting the finishing touches on it. Oh, interesting. Getty BB, are there any Lego kits you bought that you just can't bear to open? Well, I mean, I do have quite a few sealed sets actually, but it's mostly just because I don't have time to open them. It's not that I can't bear the thought of opening them by any means. Okay, so we're gonna start building up the chest. Maybe. Is this the right size? And I'm going to use a liberal amount of these 2x2 plates with studs on the sides, because I'm going to, as you see, there's tiles along the edges of this. And these are all built using those 2x2 plates basically with tiles on the sides. So that is what we are going to do. And then what do I have here? I need some of these and some of these. Okay, I think that's pretty much the floor. I can get rid of all of these extra gray pieces. Did you build the Viking ship already, our Hammer? No, I have not. I have not built the Viking ship. I will definitely build it on stream at some point. Maybe next week? I don't know. Jason, what are you drinking? Raspberry tea today. Jumpy Jumper, is that real? Oh, the custom keyboard. Thanks. Yeah, the sounds on that were all original. There was no sound editing on that at all. That's what it sounds like. I just put the microphone really close as I was assembling it. Oh, I'm going a bit back. Ollie Typoli, I saw your video on the Lego keyboard. I really want one now. Yeah, they're pretty cool, actually. It's still back here. All decorated up now. I even added a little bit of a more fancy space hatch on the side and expanded the dude swimming. I have been using it a little bit, but I'm just so used to the ergonomic keyboard that I have now that it takes a little while to get used to typing on it. Oh, GD Typhon, why are you called JK? Because the K is for Crystal, my partner. She also builds some cool stuff. Okay, I'm gonna need some plates. I got a lot of plates. Hopefully I pulled everything I needed out in the right colors. We'll see. I might have to go back to my collection every once in a while. But I basically just dumped out a ton of brown plates to try and make the sides of this brown. I think, like I said, I'm going to do brown, maybe with some dark gray accents and some gold accents. We shall see. Our hamburger, how did it take? Oh, what happened to your comment? How long did it take? Are you retyping that one? Yeah. Oh, Ezra Cornfield is in the house. Only 10 minutes late. Yeah. Okay. I guess we better start getting a move on. Okay. So basically all these brackety things, some of these interior colors don't matter, so I'm just gonna use whatever colors. Got some red. Also, these brackets don't really matter either. They're gonna be covered up on the outside, so I'm just using them as black now. I actually don't have too many of these brown ones. Okay, our Hamburg back with the question. Well, that chest would be great with a motion sensor and microcontroller like the Raspberry Pi Pico. Yeah, interesting. I haven't considered motorizing it at all yet, but that's probably something we could think about. How long did it take to sort your bricks when you begin to sort them? It takes me forever, and I'm overwhelmed by different variations. I could sort them, yeah. I mean, it definitely didn't start out this way. I mean, I started sorting them pretty much as soon as I started buying sets. So, you know, the very first time I sorted them, I didn't actually have many pieces, so it was much more manageable. And then over time, as I added more storage systems or storage containers, and as I got more pieces, I just slowly expanded it. I could see it being completely overwhelming if you actually already have a lot of Lego pieces. It's just such a it's even time consuming just to maintain this level of collection. As it is, I can't even imagine trying to do it from scratch. It takes so much time and effort. Well, Window Boy has not started the toaster he was talking about in the last stream. Make sure the brown parts don't break. Yeah, interestingly enough, I already broke one tile as I was getting some of these bound pieces. I took apart some other models, and yep, one of them cracked. What is this mimic chest? It's from Dungeons and Dragons. It's like a very common or somewhat popular monster from the Dungeons and Dragons universe. Oh, G. Jacobson with spitting the truth in the chat. I find it best to design a storage system based on how you like to build. Absolutely, I 100% agree with that. For example, if you don't build with any Technic pieces, then there's no point in sorting them. Whereas I use Technic a lot, so I have one whole storage unit just dedicated to axles and gears. Whereas if you don't build with it, then you should not. And you should apply the same logic to pretty much every other type of piece. I use a lot of tiles as well, so they're all separated and easily accessible right behind me to finish things off. But yeah, it depends what you build and how you build. I mean, if you don't actually build that many mocks, then like why even bother? I know a lot of people who pretty much only build sets, but they still want to break them down, and they basically just sort them by keep all the sets together, all the pieces for each set together. Which is definitely not something I do, but where did you get all of your sorting bins, Carl Spikeland? I mean, they've all been accumulated over the course of like 20 years, so you know, hardware stores, department stores, kitchen stores, wherever you can find them. I haven't actually bought any in a long time, so I don't even know where the best place to buy them is. We have a store in Canada called Canadian Tire, which has a lot of like hardware and stuff, and that's where I've bought a lot of them. Do you build beforehand? Yeah, I mean, I have a lot of prototypes built, so I know what I'm doing. I did just free build this though, over time. Unfortunately, I've been working on it on and off for like 4 weeks, so that would be a long live stream. Has the quality of the brown pieces improved in your opinion? Oh yeah, for sure. At least they don't break apart anymore, which is a real bonus. Okay, gotta start building up some bricks, and I've got more of these snot bricks. These are corner snot bricks. So one by one with stud on either side so that I can build, so I can put the tiles up the sides, basically. We have some one by one with studs on adjacent sides. So we need to integrate those into the corners. And we got some bricks here, so we can start filling out the, and we'll add the first mechanism in pretty soon, but I built up some interior walls here to basically constrain all the mechanisms a little bit. And what else am I looking for? Actually, we'll do that right now. Might as well do that right now. We'll start on the first mechanism. Darren Asan asked me to dare him to look up his channel. I'm building right now. That's not going to happen. Are you doing some YouTube collab with Crystal during the holidays? Yeah, maybe. I mean, the latest one, which was mostly her model, was for the Halloween pumpkin, which is right behind me. But, yeah, we might do something for Christmas. We'll see. I haven't even started thinking about my Christmas model. There's a lot of suggestions for putting Santa coming up the chimney. Or Santa going down the chimney, up the chimney. I don't know. So we'll see. Maybe we'll do something along those lines. Okay, so what I'm building here, I'm going to build a hinged platform basically for the tongue, so that the tongue can pop out when the lid opens. And so it's basically, oh, this one is actually missing the tongue. There's supposed to be a tongue in there, so that as the lid lifts up, it'll pull these up, pull the tongue up and push it out. Travis Rickett, I need to go soon. Oh, cheers. Thanks for popping in at least. I think there's a market for JK Brickworks t-shirts. Yes, probably. Have some LEGO creations made it onto a shelf or area of your living room? Yes. Finally, we bought a display unit. I was talking about it the other day. I should really take a picture and put it on my Instagram or something. We finally bought a shelf unit in the spring so that we can display some of our models, which is finally kind of nice. Love the Christmas cookies video. Oh, cheers. Thanks. Our Hamburg. When Jason stops to look at the chat, just completely goes still. Yeah, I'm terrible at multitasking. Terrible at multitasking. For sure. Okay, I think I had... Oh, I think I want to get some red ones of those. Do I have any? Oh, I don't. Oh, I do. One. I have one. Okay, that's... I guess that's why I pulled out gray ones, because... Oh, no, here's some red ones. Do I need these for anything else? Oh, actually, I think I need those for under the lip. Okay, these ones are pretty hidden, so I'll just use gray ones. Doesn't really matter what color these ones are. Okay, Travis Rickett needs to go. Bye. Thanks for joining. Okay, so basically we're going to mount this lift mechanism. So it's gonna be here. So this is the front of the chest. So that will be lifted up. And we actually need to make a tongue. So a tongue is pretty basic. I just have some curved slopes. And I'm just building in red. I think in a lot of the art depictions, it's purple. So, but I didn't have enough of these pieces in purple. But if LEGO actually did make a Mimic chest, I think it would be cool to have the tongue in a purple color. But I'm just using what I have on hand. You're good at accents, so maybe add a tree component with Santa like falling over. Yeah, I was thinking, yeah, I might just do the exterior of the chimney. I think it might be interesting to have Santa like be like very plump around the mid rift, so clearly bigger than the actual hole of the chimney, and then have it so that he like sucks his belly in Maybe just the belly. Sucks his belly in and goes down the chimney. And then when he comes out of the chimney, the belly pops up again. Something like that, I don't know. We'll see. Like I said, I haven't even like considered what it might be yet or how it might look. So I haven't even thought about prototyping. Here, I pulled out a bunch of gold accents. I think it'd be cool to have the gold accents on the Mimic chest. Are there any newer sets that you've seen that you're interested in? Yeah, a few. Did everybody see the Eiffel Tower pictures yet? Not that I'm interested in that, but it's like 10,000 pieces. It's ridiculous. It looks pretty impressive model. For sure. Yeah, there's a few that I haven't bought yet. Like the T-Rex. The T-Rex Jurassic Park one, T-Rex Breakout, whatever that one is. That looks pretty cool. So here we have a rudimentary tongue. Could you show your Lego Animals minifigs someday? What do you mean by minifig animals? Okay, I need a boat stud. Did I pull any boat studs out? Oh yeah, I did. You mean like costume animals? I don't have many of them. Or just all the various minifig scale animals. Or a dog or a cow that is not brick built. Oh yeah, yeah. Actually, I have all the animals separately. They're over there. Because I do use them more often. But I do love the cute little animals for sure. Minifig scale animals. Okay, so here we have a tongue. So this tongue is going to, as this lifts up, the tongue is gonna pop out. So we're actually just gonna put some lift arms. We're gonna extend this all the way to the side, have some lift arms, and these lift arms will be attached to the lid to pull it up. So might as well do that now. So I'm just gonna extend this axle. And I'm kind of doing everything in the interior in red. Like the inside of your mouth kind of thing. And we'll put some pins on the end of that. And then we'll just put the lift arms here. So the ends of these lift arms will be attached to the lid. So as you open the lid, it'll pull that whole mechanism up. And obviously there'll be a wall here in the front. So the tongue will rest on the wall, and then as the lid opens up, it'll basically come up and out the front. Will you upload instructions for this when it's finished? GG Typhon. I mean, we'll see how it does on the LEGO Ideas contest. I mean, like I said, I'm not too optimistic, but we'll see how it does. And I mean, if it doesn't make it, I'll probably make instructions at some point for it. Okay, so now that that's done, I think we'll keep building up the wall a little bit. Eventually this will be attached to the lid, as I said, but obviously the lid doesn't exist yet, so that is not going to happen right now. So we'll start building up. We'll start building up the sides a bit more. Oh, the other thing I want to add, they're not on my prototypes, but I want to add these gold curly decorative things on the sides. So, excuse me. So I'm going to add some clips into the corners so that I can do that. I think I'll add, my plan, I'm going to add basically one on the side here and also one on either side of the front. So in order to have clips for those to clip on, I'm basically just going to use these 1x1s. 1x1 plate with clip as a clip to hold them. You get the idea. You'll figure it out. But I'm basically I'm just going to put a 1x1 plate underneath and on top. So basically I have a 1x1 brick with a clip on it. That piece actually exists, a 1x1 brick with a clip on it, but I don't have any in brown. I actually don't even know if they are produced in brown, but whether they are or not, I definitely do not have them. So could you live just from YouTube and Instagram? Clearly there's a spelling error there. Oh, do you have any favorites of the contest entries you've seen so far? I mean, there's so many. There's like 300. So I haven't looked through them all. I mean, there's a lot of great ideas. But I haven't looked closely enough at the actual builds to... I mean, I think it's like a no-brainer that they would make a kind of set with like a bunch of minifigs representing the most common classes. You know, like I have a dragon or some minifig scale monsters like a beholder or mimic chest, what have you. Like, I don't think they need the Lego Ideas contest to come out with a good set. They're just using it as marketing. But you know, we'll see. Oh, live from YouTube and Instagram. Like go live on Instagram? I mean, I haven't done it. I don't know if I will or not. YouTube is clearly enough. The Lego flower pin is a poppy for Remembrance Day. It's mostly designed, this set that I'm building. I'm just doing the final design and assembly. Okay, so yeah, that's good. And then I think I need a couple layers of plates. Actually, we'll put some stuff on the inside too. I want this wall to be a bit thicker at the bottom to constrain everything. Was it easier in the past to have a set produced on ideas? Nowadays, so many models reach 10,000 supporters. Should Lego change something? No, that's a very good question, and definitely something people have talked about a lot, but I'm not really sure what they would do, to be honest. I mean, I'm sure they don't mind that there's so many submissions. It's better than having no submissions, so... But yeah, as a fan submitting ideas, it is a bit overwhelming to be up against like 50 other projects. The chances of success are pretty slim, although they always were pretty slim, to be honest. But at least they approved like 4 projects in the last round, which is pretty cool. Some really good ones too. Okay, I'm just adding a layer of plates. Because of the spacing, we need to add actually I want to put a 1x3 tile there, I think, to bridge the gap. Because of the spacing of the snot bricks on the side, I need 2 plates between these so I can put the tiles on. So that's plate level number 1. I'd say that they should up the 10,000 supporters to be something more like 20 to 40,000. Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's really the best idea. I mean, I don't think it's a problem to have more ideas make it through. Or to reach 10,000 supporters. And it's definitely seemed to stabilize a little bit at like, 30 to 50 sets. And who knows, like in the future, maybe it'll become less popular again, I don't know. But it's not looking that way anytime soon, that's for sure. I mean, I think maybe if they decrease the time limits, that might be more useful. It's kind of demotivating to sit and wait for 2 years to have wait for a project to reach 10,000 supporters and then ultimately get rejected. To be honest, I think they should do they should do like reviews more often or release results more often, because there's a lot of projects that even if they haven't hit 10,000, they know they're going to hit 10,000. Like, it's pretty obvious. So they could easily do reviews at a higher frequency, I think. And people won't have to wait so long. Oh, LEGO should have a contest for fans to design new elements. I believe they did that actually on LEGO Ideas at some point. Or LEGO Ideas used to, I don't know if they do anymore, they used to be able to submit new parts as an idea, but they may have stopped that at some point. Window blower, maybe they could have various categories within LEGO Ideas. Instead of choosing between all the projects that are past 10,000, they could choose between a smaller size of projects. Yeah, again, but I mean, it doesn't really solve the problem. Okay, building up a wall, building walls. That's what we're doing. Mostly, this is just a pretty basic wall. Okay, and so there's a couple things, other things that need to happen here too. So as this pulls up, the tongue comes out, but I also want the lower teeth to come out, and I want these to lift up the lower teeth and push them out as well. And for that, we are going to be doing something a little bit different. I'm gonna add, do I have some of these? Oh yeah, I do. Okay, so what I'm going to do, we're going to anchor some lift arms to these basically Technic plates with a hole in them. Let's build up this back wall a bit first before we get too far ahead of ourselves. Okay, so we're going to do the lower teeth. So, no, I took the lower teeth out of this already. I do have some lower teeth floating around. Oh yeah, here's a lower tooth. So the lower teeth are just going to be on a Technic lift arm, and they're going to be anchored. I obviously have to recolor this, but they're basically just going to be anchored in the back here, so they can hinge freely. And basically, when that lift that pulls the, oh, actually, I need. I'm gonna use these curved bricks to give them a nice smooth way to transition up and out. Basically, this whole platform that lifts the tongue out is also going to lift that lift arm with the lower teeth. But we need to build that. But one thing I noticed, I want to lift them up a bit higher. So I'm going to add these pin joiners on this. I should have another one somewhere. Where'd the other one go? Clearly Clearly I did not pull that out, but we'll find one. And I should rebuild this in appropriate colors. And actually I might as well build two of them while I'm at it, since there will be one on either side. How did I build this? This is always the question. Do I want to use those in red on this? Actually, I'm just going to use gray for those. Still don't know if I want to. I don't have many of these in red, so I'm just going to use gray for now because I think these ones will be pretty hidden as well. And where did my curved slopes go? There's some there. I see. Oh, thanks for catching that. I'd like to see Lego make a 1x1 brick with anti-studs on each side. Oh, basically just a tube. On each side? Well, I don't think you can do that. I think it's physically impossible. I mean, obviously a Technic 1x1 exists, which has a hole on either side, but... Marco Bricks. Sorry if you've been asked this multiple times. Do you use designer programs or just your mind? When I'm designing, I just use real bricks and I just build stuff as I go. Really wish this contest had more winner. I want at least 5 of the entries I've seen. Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, I don't think they've limited it. I think they mentioned at least once that there might be more than one winner. And it totally makes sense that there would be. It seems weird to have this collaboration between Dungeons and Dragons and Lego and only have one set come out of it. I'm sure they'll make more than one. Although maybe they're waiting to see how successful the first set will be before committing to subsequent sets. Yes, just English please in the chat, guys. Nobody so everybody can understand each other. Okay, so for teeth, I'm just using these horns, these white horns, since they seem pretty appropriate. I'm actually using, I love this piece, this new 1x2 rounded plate with holes in it. It's pretty cool. I really like it. And yeah, so we're just gonna, they actually make really good gums for your teeth. So let's just dump these out. Oh, Jumper Dies. Jun Paradise. That's how I'm going to pronounce your name. Is sorting my Legos out. Does your fingers hurt when you organize? No. I don't know if it's just because I've been doing it for so long or because Crystal and I do a lot of rock climbing. I have no idea. But I never really have problems with my fingers hurting from building. Oh, Ulrich Schneider. Jacob Ricks, you once mentioned the Lego asked for instructions for your ski hill project, but you had none. Yeah, I never built it digitally. Did you make one then? No, I did not. I sent them all the photos I had, and I sent them a link to the live stream and all the videos I made for it. So that's all they have. I did not send them the build. I mean, it's not that complicated. They can figure out how it works. But I'm sure it's too complicated for what they're looking for. But we'll see. I guess we'll find out in February. Okay. Nathan the Trash Can is back in the chat. Forgot that was the thing. Yeah, that's one of the my biggest pet peeve with Lego Ideas is just the amount of time it takes for projects to go through the whole process. And for a lot of projects, I'm sure they know right away whether or not they even have a chance of success. So I think more frequent results would be awesome. Or Hamburg, what is your normal day in your life? What do you do all day? You're looking at it, my friend. You're looking at it. Yeah, most during the day, Crystal works, so she goes to work. I usually catch up on internet things in the first thing in the morning. Go through all my email. I'm sure you can probably imagine that having a... Oh, I get so many emails from people. Mostly people just wanting me to promote their stuff, but so it actually doesn't take me long to go through all that because the answer is always no. Except for that Lego keyboard because I was actually interested in that. Yeah, so usually I spend a couple hours catching up on work. How do I want to do this? 1 by 2, 1 by 3. I guess I'll put 1 by 3, 1 by 2. Then I usually do some building of some sort, working on projects. Depending on the season, I'll often do stuff outside because we have a pretty big yard, so there's usually a lot of maintenance that needs to happen with that. Cutting the lawn, shoveling snow, raking leaves, etc., etc. Very exciting stuff. But mostly during the day, I just build, I guess. Build and browse the internet. G. Jacobson 76 recently learned about micro holes and pins. There are many parts that have this feature. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's cool. Not the greatest clutch power. You can't build a lot of like structural things with it, but it's great for detailing. Joseph Munns gets a shout out. Oh, Roundy, this is my first stream. Cheers. Thanks for joining. June C. Hey, Jason, my son is a big fan of your channel. From San Diego. Cheers. Good morning. I guess it's probably pretty early for you out there. Lego Star Wars Steve, hello there. Okay, so we're building up a wall. We got the front wall. So as you can see, as I lift this whole thing up, maybe we can get another angle of this. As this lifts up, so these lift arms will be attached to the front of the lid. The tongue comes out, and the lower teeth are lifted up, and they'll be pushed out. So it's actually like an extremely simple mechanism. Obviously, it'll be a bit smoother once I build up this wall a little bit more, but Nathan the Trash Can, favorite Lego piece? I mean, it varies a lot. Depending on what I'm building. I love these Technic plates, actually. These ones are super awesome. Both the inverted and non-inverted version. These, I love these. These are really awesome. 1x2 tiles with holes in them, or 2x2 tiles with holes in them. Oh my god. So amazing. Have you ever thought about making something computational? Interesting, like a mechanical computer? Occasionally, I have in the past thought about it, but it's never really... I mean, I've built a lot of robots using, like, programming, but I'm not sure that's exactly what you mean. Okay. Okay, so what else do we need to do here? To start finishing this wall here. And I think I need some tiles. Yeah, I think those need to be tiles, and start busting out the tiles. Of course, I should have put the 1x1 tiles separate. Oh, there, I found one. Okay, and the front of this wall, yeah, like I said. So we're gonna use some more of these curved bricks here, so that the teeth, when they do pop out, they have a nice smooth transition. I find them super handy. And then for the tongue, the tongue also needs to have a rounded, and it needs to be rounded. Well, it doesn't need to be, I think. But to prevent it from catching, going back in as well, I'm going to use these 1x1. Oh my god, these are so hard to. Here, let me attach it to something so I can hold it. So it's basically a 1x1 by 2 plates high little dome thing. Yeah, so it's rounded on the front and the back, and we'll just put 4 of these on a plate. Actually, I just got these yesterday. Oh, somebody asked, pick a brick or Bricklink, what's a better value? Danny Crafty. I just got these from a Bricklink order yesterday. I was a bit concerned that they wouldn't get here in time. And I would have had to swap in like a different color. But they showed up yesterday. I bought them from a local Bricklink store, so they only took a few days to get here. But, I mean, better value, it depends what you're buying. Actually, for like newly released parts, I find Pick-A-Brick is a better value because they're usually pay a premium for new pieces on Bricklink. But for older pieces, Bricklink is often much cheaper. But I buy from both. I definitely look to see what is the better value. It depends how quickly I need the parts as well. I definitely order from Bricklink more often just because I tend to get the parts. I tend to only order from stores in Canada, so the shipping's pretty quick. And or like even from Ontario. So the answer is, yeah, I don't know. What's the better value? Depends on what pieces you're ordering. The biggest problem with Pick-A-Brick is that I often order pieces that aren't in the bestseller category, so they'll take like a month to get here. So I often just use it for new parts or parts that I don't really need. Parts that I just think might be useful. I mean, I just opened a package I got from Pick-A-Brick on the last live stream. Okay, I think I need I need some more. We do the back, build up the back a little bit. We're gonna need 2 corner plates. In brown. Do I have enough of these? I know I was running low on corner plates. And a plate. We need to get some more 1x1 tiles again. Ryan Brancaccio. Love your videos. Cheers. Thanks, my friend. Nathan Trashcan. Wait, are you building from instructions? Or is this like a version of an older model? It's a bit of both. I did a little bit of 3D building of this one already, but mostly and I've actually, because I built so many prototypes of this, I do have a pretty good idea of how it goes together. This is just the most complete prototype I have, so this is like my reference model. Yeah, so I think that's that. And then I need to build up, so yeah, so I'm just like, need a 1x4, 1x3, and 2 tiles. Speedcube, you're so cool, wow. I don't know if I'd go that far, but I appreciate the sentiment. See a lot of Lego clocks, but oh, not much of timers. Interesting, adjustable timers. Yeah, timers would be kind of interesting. The biggest problem with building any kind of timekeeping device out of Lego is that there's no reliable. Well, Again, I guess if you build a pendulum, it's pretty reliable with an escapement mechanism. But as far as keeping accurate time, but no, I think I just put those on backwards. Thankfully, they just pop off. That's the front. That's the back. Okay, we got some teeth. We got some lower teeth and a tongue. Excellent. And then the whole lid is going to hinge. I'm basically going to add these Technic plates with the hole, and the whole lid is going to hinge up like that. So along the back, again, we need to leave space. It's got to be rounded so the hinge can travel through. So again, we're going to use these 1x1 curved things to make just all along the entire back. I know that they do have 1x4 versions of this piece, but sadly not in brown. So I'm stuck just putting a whole bunch of 1x1s. But if they ever actually produced this set, they could totally make 1x4s in brown. Have you ever made Lego puzzle boxes? Interesting. I actually was prototyping one a while ago. Actually, I still have it. It's off to the side. I would really love to make one. And yeah, I started prototyping some mechanisms for that. Oh, probably in the spring, so like 6 months ago. But so far it hasn't amounted to anything. I would love to finish it though. Someday soon, I will finish it. What made you get attracted to Lego? I mean, I've been building since I was a kid. Okay, I think we're... Obviously, there's a lot of decoration needs to happen on this, but... I think that's... We should start working on the lid, maybe. Yeah. So the lid is actually quite complicated. It's a bit more complicated than the base. Because for the lid, we want these eyeballs to slide forward. And basically have the eyelids are kind of just on a hinge. So the eyeballs will push forward and come out and open the eyelids. And I also want the lower teeth, or the upper teeth, to slide out as well when it gets opened. So I have this old prototyped here, but again, we need to make it look better and in brown. Will this be motorized, Nathan the Trash Can Man? No. Although I think it would be cool to... It won't be motorized internally. I think it'd be cool if I showed this at like a public display or something, to have it so that the lid just opens and closes by itself. Which I think I can do by, it won't be pretty, but extending like plates out from the lid and putting like a small crank or piston to just cycle through open and closed. But it will have to be externally driven, because after putting all the mechanics inside, there will not be enough room in this to actually do that on the inside. I guess maybe I could build it on top of a base and have something push the lid up, maybe? I don't know. I'd have to definitely prototype some things to see what's possible. Oh, Harry Potter Matt, hi from England. Your Lego treasure chest was the first video I discovered from your channel, and I have to say it's such a clever build. Very impressive channel. Cheers. Thanks. Lego treasure chest. Is that the safe? Why did you use these Lego brown pieces inside? Are they smaller? Oh, these ones? Oh, they're not smaller, but I use them so that the tongue and these lift arms don't catch. If I use bricks, I assume those are the pieces you're talking about. It's just because they're rounded on the ends. So, which really helps when you're building mechanisms. If you have something that's like traveling right adjacent to the brick, it's much more reliable. If you're using like a regular brick, there's potential for it to get caught on the edge of the brick. Whereas if you use these palisade bricks, because they're rounded on the edges, it actually helps prevent things from catching. Chest that opens with teeth inside. Yes, it's a chest with a monster on the inside. That's what we're building today. We're building a mimic chest. Okay. We need to start building a lid, though. So yeah, the lid, as I said, is the most complicated part of this whole thing. So I actually have this one mostly built on the computer, just so that I have a good idea of how it goes together. Our Hamburg have to leave. Have a student out. Cheers. Thanks for joining our Hamburg, as always. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Marco Bricks, love all your awesome builds and videos. The monorail with overhead track is one of my fave. Oh yeah, cheers, thanks. Yeah, I really like that model too. It's still mostly together. Although I don't really have it on display. It's basically tucked away in boxes. Okay, where did my... Oh yeah, there. So we're gonna need a bunch of these. Basically plates or bricks with studs on the side, again for the side decorations. So we can add, and then we're going to tie this all together with some tiles. And I'll explain how some of this stuff is built as I get further in. It'll be hard to explain it in detail now because it's much easier to show how it all works when all the mechanisms are in place. But basically we're just framing out the lid right now. It's basically like 2 plates thick on the base. And as I said, it was definitely the most complicated part of this model. To get everything built in such a way that it all goes together and still pretty strong and stable. And I still think there's probably some improvements that could be made, but and for this, where the upper teeth are slide out, I'm actually using these inverted tiles so that there's no possibility. If I just use basic plates, there's the possibility that the upper teeth would get caught on like the edges of the anti-studs and the edge of the plate underneath. So by using these inverted tiles, I ensure there's a smooth surface for them to slide out on, which just makes it much more reliable. But that's one of the reasons I would have built this probably last week if I had all the parts, but I had to steal these parts from the Harry Potter chest I built on Monday. Which is why I'm cutting it pretty close for the contest actually ends on Monday. There's only like a few days left, so definitely cutting it close. Is there a chance that you open a Lego workshop? Interesting, like helping students some methods about builds. God luck. Probably not. I think if people want to be inspired by what I build, you know, they can watch the videos and learn some things, perhaps. English, please, in the chat. There's otherwise I will not be able to understand what you're saying. Daniel, hello, great channel. Do you reuse bricks or do you have a collection of all your best creations on the shelf somewhere? I probably keep about half of the stuff I build. The rest just gets recycled, reused. Quicksilver, I've only managed to catch a few streams so far, but they're always been fun. Do you ever stream your design process? Or do you always have completed designs before building on stream? I usually have a pretty good idea of the designs. Unfortunately, the actual design process is very, very slow. So I don't think it'd be like useful like at all. Like there's a lot of like me thinking for like half an hour. So like literally me just like standing here not doing anything. So I cannot imagine how that would be very interesting or useful. So I think it's much more useful to have an idea. But it varies on, like this one is mostly designed, the mechanics. I'm just working on the coloring right now. So that's pretty chill. And for some streams, I don't have like a really clear idea of what I'm going to do design-wise, but I have a pretty good idea. So yeah, it does vary. Oh, student is late. Our Hamburg's still in the chat, hanging on as long as you can. Excellent. Okay, so there's a lot of tiles in this transition because I said the eyeballs and the teeth have to slide out. So basically I have a bunch of tiled surfaces so that they can slide in and out. Oh, I was speaking Russian because another person was speaking Russian. Well, that's fair point, but still, definitely rather have English in the chat. Daily pet videos. Wow, do you actually post daily pet videos? Cheers. What was your hardest build? Oh man. It's probably something really old, like Crystal's Dragonfly from like 5 or 6 years ago. Okay. I guess it doesn't really matter what color the inside of this is. We'll make it gray. Okay, so I basically built 3 plates high. This is the frame for the lid. Mostly finished. But we'll build it up a little bit more and then we'll start adding the eyeballs and the upper teeth. Okay, I need 1 by 3. Sadly, I do not have any. Hold on a sec. Clearly, I did not pull out enough 1 by 3 plates in brown. As we get to the end, we might have to jump back and get some more pieces, depending on whether I pulled enough of these out or not. One by 2 plates. I'll probably have more of those. Whoa. Kurtz is the regular world traveler here. From Canada, speaks Russian, mostly Spanish. Man, I am jealous. Okay, so we're gonna make some eyeballs. The eyeballs are pretty complex designs, so I definitely have these pre-built. And again, since we might as well make them both at the same time, since these are definitely pre-designed, because getting all the spacing right and everything was a real pain in the butt. So it took a lot of design work to get these working correctly. What happened to why do I not have enough? Clearly I didn't bring enough 1x2 plates. Godlock. You and others inspire me so much, but I can't buy Legos as they're hell expensive in my country. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry to hear that. Unfortunately. And this is another, I'm using these curved bricks here essentially. Again, just so that whenever you have moving parts moving, near each other or beside each other, it always helps to try and round out the edges, as I mentioned before, so that you minimize the amount of catching that happens. Okay, 1x1 rounds. I think I need, there's another one. Oh, finally have to leave our Hamburg. See you next week, my friend. Thanks for joining. Okay, we have that built. Now we're going to do the lower, do the teeth. And again, we'll basically just do the same thing we did for the lower teeth. We use these 1x2 rounded plates, and we're actually going to stick them on a tile. And then we're going to stick the teeth in. The monstrous teeth. And these will go on like so. So these are actually built upside down so that the teeth are pointed downwards. And they'll basically slide along that. So the teeth and the eyeballs will basically just sandwich the frame. So we'll build the eyeballs on the top of that. What else do we need? We also need 1x1 round. Where did my round bricks go? There they are. And some 1x1 brackets. And for the eyeballs, we're just going to mount them. Again, we'll use these rounded kind of plate bricks. We'll use 1x2s. And actually, I'm not sure what eyeballs to use. I have these green eyeballs. But I kind of just like the white eyeballs as well. So let's put some random... What does the chat say? Green eyeballs or white eyeballs? Green eyeballs or white eyeballs? I guess they're like lime green eyeballs. Daily pet videos. I already mentioned you. I like the white eyes. Green eyeballs! White eyeballs. Green. We got 2 greens, 2 whites. I'll do 1 of each. It's gonna look terrible. But, well, no, it is gonna look terrible. I made these ones white before, and they look pretty good. I'm gonna try the green ones. Oh, white. Definitely overwhelming white. Okay, we'll try the green ones later. But, oh, mostly white with some off color. We can definitely experiment with this later on. Okay, but so basically, I got that on the wrong side. These teeth and eyeballs, so they slide along the tiles there. So as the lid opens, we're going to add a mechanism to slide these back and forth. As the lid opens, they're going to slide forward. As the lid closes, they're going to slide back. So for that, we're going to get some... I mean, I'm just going to put these in here for now, because as I build the lid around it, you can't actually take them out anymore. So I had to add them early, so that, because they're really kind of built into the lid very, very securely. So you can't, I can't add them in after. So we'll go back to the lid. We'll continue framing out the lid a little bit now that the eyeballs and the teeth are in there. And that will further constrain them a little bit. And then for the actual mechanism, do I have, oh, here's all my Technic pieces. So we're basically going to build a lever system for those eyeballs. Well, and the teeth, I guess. I don't know what a good name for that mechanism is. The eyeball teeth mechanism. Upper eyeball teeth mechanism. We're going to build a bunch of Technic stuff. And then we also need some Technic bricks. And this will... Basically, we're going to build a hinge that's anchored here. So we need part of this mechanism to be anchored to the lid, which is what this part is, so that as the lid opens, it actually activates the mechanism. And actually, wish these do exist in red, these kind of L lift arms, but I don't actually have any. I think that they should match the teeth and be white. Yeah, we're going with the white for now. That is a little red flower. It is a poppy. It is Remembrance Day in the Commonwealth countries. I love your videos, JK. Been watching for years. I'm glad I caught the stream. Well, cheers. Thanks. Okay. So we're actually going to complete that a bit later. It's all a bit... but we need some more bricks. So we're going to... Actually, I need a couple of more 1x2s. Because there's so much built into this lid, we actually need to reinforce it quite a bit, because I don't want it to flex too much when you open and close it. So it's got a lot of cross bracing on the inside, just to try and make it as strong as possible. do want to make sure that these slide freely as we build it. Which seems to be pretty good. Hopefully nothing catches too much. Oh, Quicksilver. Did not realize Veterans Day and Remembrance Day were the same. Yeah. I mean, in theory, they're celebrating, I guess, kind of similar things, so... kind of makes sense. Everybody with the jokes. Jokes in the chat. I think we need 2 more of these. Oh, actually, no. Where's the front? Where's the back? I actually can't build this the way I want it because I'm missing... I need 4 of these. And I actually don't have 4, or I need 8 of these. I only have 6 of them. So I have to wait to actually finish this model until they come in. But we can get most of the way there, and we'll do a little workaround. In the meantime, Macro Bricks. Why is Lego so expensive in some areas of the world? Just exchange rate? Well, that's partly because of it, but I'm sure it also has to do with just supply, logistics, all kinds of other business stuff that we don't have information about. Okay, one by, clearly I didn't get enough of those either. Okay, excellent. Lid is coming together. Can actually do some decorations. Jumper plates. So we also need basically eyebrows. The top of the lid is going to be decorated with whatever, some curved slopes and some hinges, but the 2 panels on either side have to be hinged so that the eyeballs can basically push up the eyelids. So for that, we're actually going to make them all the same, and do I have all these Technic? Yeah. So we're just gonna make some. I'm gonna make them all at the same time, just to save some time. Darren Hassan asking the hard-hitting questions. Jason, how old are you? I'll leave that up to you guys to guess. Oh, Burkus, I want this to be a set so bad. And well, hopefully we'll cross your fingers and see if it makes it through that ideas contest. But I mean, if they are actually only going to build one Dungeons and Dragons set, this definitely should not be it. It needs to be something with like minifigs, adventurer minifigs, and little beholder. I think some of the proposed sets that have minifig scale monsters and a bunch of minifigs would be much more appropriate. For sure. Okay. Build up some hinges. Timothy, 47 years old. No, that's pretty close, actually. 1 by... Oh, clearly I also need 1 by... two brown 1x4 plates. If it's a set with minifigs, I would want a Beholder, an Owlbear, Burkus. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think if they made like an adventurer set kind of thing with, you know, an Owlbear, a Beholder, maybe a small Mimic chest, like non-functional, but I think that would be really cool. Maybe like a dragon, or maybe like a small piece of a dungeon, just so you can, you know, have a good display with them. Okay, and for... I'm going to start getting the gold pieces out, because I think the brown and gold is a really nice color combination. So I think having these hinges, these ones don't move, but they're just to angle. We're just to angle the curved slopes. We're just using plates with bars on them. But to get this nice gold accent, I think is pretty cool. So that's what we're going to do. Wolf Force. I like many of the modular terrain ideas that appeared. Yeah, I think it would actually be really cool. So that if you actually play it, like, I mean, a lot of people play Dungeons and Dragons online, but if you're playing it in real life and you have like a battle mat, I think the battle mats in general are like pretty close to minifig scale. So I think it'd be cool to have like pieces of dungeon walls or terrains and stuff, so that you can like customize your play area. But there's no way they're not going to build a set that has minifigs in it, that doesn't have minifigs in it. Like, it just would not make any sense. Everybody loves minifigs, so obviously they're going to build a set that has minifigs in it. But if they do build more than one set, which, you know, I think is pretty likely, I think it'd be cool to have a variety of different sets. So some display pieces, some play sets, so you get a good mix of stuff. Darren Ascent, Jason, do you still have the B of yours? Yeah, the B is somewhere. I have no idea where, to be honest. The room is a bit of a disaster at the moment. A dragon and dungeon should definitely be there. Wolf Force, yeah. Yeah, obviously. Makes total sense. So yeah, and there's a lot of entries with dragons. But yeah, obviously it's Dungeons and Dragons, so it should have, there should be dragons and there should be dungeons. Quicksilver, will you release building instructions for this model? Oh, I already have a Lego Dice Tower I cobbled together for D&D. This would be a fun addition, yeah. Yeah, I thought I will build... Well, there were a couple of model ideas I had when I first started working on this. I think building a dice tower would be super cool, even though a lot of people have built dice towers before, but I would love to build a dice tower of my own at some point. I think that would be fun. You can get some really cool mechanics going on in the dice tower as well. But for the instructions, I will likely make instructions for this at some point, but it's not high on the priority list. We'll see how the contest works out first. Yes, this is a Mimic chest. It's a common monster in the Dungeons and Dragons universe. Burkus, I love playing in real life Dungeons & Dragons. The Mayfield scale is close to the mini scale in D&D. I would have to do a campaign with Lego. Yeah, I think there's a lot of opportunity for some cool crossover between Lego and Dungeons & Dragons. Hopefully they do more than one set. Okay, so here are all my decorative panels for the top, and I just built them all the same. They're actually all hinged, although the one in the middle definitely does not. The one in the middle just, both sides actually rigidly connect, but it's just to carry over the decorative theme. But basically these just slot in here, which is pretty cool. And that way, when the eyeballs pop out, they basically just push. They push that panel up. And then in theory, the panel falls back down. Although we definitely have to make sure there's enough space for that. What types of cameras do you use? A big mix. I have a DSLR, a webcam, and a GoPro. So basically it runs the gamut. Interesting. There's a little bit of catching on this. Hopefully that is not a problem. We'll see. Darnathan, have you ever built a Lego minifig dragon? If you haven't, try and make one. Yeah. I mean, no, I've not built a minifig scale Technic dragon or dragon. The closest, I guess, is the Luck Dragon, which is mechanical. I guess it's actually technically it's minifig scale. My Flight of the Luck Dragon model, but it's not like a typical, what most people consider, you know, it's not like a standard fantasy dragon. I have often considered building a dragon, so I'm decorating the top of the chest, but obviously it hasn't happened yet, with these rounded curved bricks. But like I said, I only have 8 of them. I only have 6 of them. I need 8 of them. So we're just going to wing it. We're gonna approximate the last 2 using just regular curved slopes, and then I'll swap them out later. Where did the rest of my bricks go? Oh, they're there. Plates. So we're just gonna kind of actually get a like reasonable job approximating with just 2 of these curved slopes. But we actually need to, I think we need to take some pieces off first to be able to do that. So I'm actually just gonna pop this middle bracket off. I think we need to take these off. And is that going to be the right height? That's too tall. Okay, yeah, that'll work. We'll just do that. This build makes you want to design the house from Monster House. Interesting. Okay, I just need to build. Where'd the other one of those go? Excellent. Okay, I think I need one by one, more one by one. Okay, I know you guys are having a good conversation and rushing over there, but would definitely appreciate it if it was done in English. Cheers, Nathan Trashcan. Me for 30 minutes and completely different chat experience in here, yeah, for sure. Okay, where did I just put those one by ones? Yeah, one by ones. And where did I just put that thing I built? There it is. Okay, that's a decent workaround for that. And we'll tile the tops of these. And we'll put the center panel back in. Matt Van Leeuwen is back in the house. Okay. Okay, we got a lid that's mostly done. Now we need to finish up the mechanism. Finish up the mechanism for it, which should be pretty straightforward, and then we can finally put it all together. So we need part of this mechanism to be connected to the base so that when the lid actually opens, something actually happens. So as I said, part of the lid will be connected to the base, and part of it will be connected to the actual lid. So we need to basically build some lift arm connectors which will be anchored to the base of the model. And so these lift arms will basically drop down into the base, and they're actually going to be anchored at the bottom, so that as the lid opens, it will actually do something. And we also need to connect those teeth. Okay, so here we go. So basically, as I pull this lift arm, push it up and down, the teeth will move in and out. But it's definitely catching on something. Which is a bit unfortunate. This is why. Interesting. I wonder what it is catching on. Catching on something pretty significant, actually. Interesting. There we go. Clearly, we'll do the other one. see how that one works. Okay. Interesting. Okay. We'll see how that works out. Okay, so now we actually need to hinge the lid to the base. So we need to add some hinges. And again, I'm just using these Technic plates. And we'll actually use friction pins so that there's a little bit of resistance on the opening and closing mechanism. And then I'm going to put some more of those decorative curlicue things on the side of the base. These will actually be connected to the base. Okay, here we go. And I think we're pretty much done the lid. Need the clasp. Actually, we'll put some inverted tiles. On the underside, just so that the tongue doesn't accidentally catch on anything in the middle, although it shouldn't be an issue. Okay, so in theory, the assembly is a bit tricky. So we're gonna put the lid on. What the hell just happened? Put the lid on. Oh, actually, we also need to connect these lift arms to the lid, so that as the lid opens, it pulls up the tongue and the bottom teeth. So to do that, we're actually just gonna build. We're gonna build those. I'm actually going to connect these plates to those lift arms first, and then when we close the lid, it'll actually connect to them. And I need 1x2 brown. Okay, let's see if we can actually put all this together now. So we have a hinged lid. Obviously everything needs to be connected. So as I said, these lift arms that control the eyeballs and the teeth, they need to be anchored to the bottom. That's why these holes are here. So when the lid gets closed, we'll actually connect those from underneath after we assemble all this. Oh, it looks like I'm also missing some tiles here. I need another 1x2 brown tile. And then we'll reinforce these with tiles. Okay. So Okay, so we have a final assembly. We actually need to stick some... I left these technicals here so I can stick an axle through, and then those will actually anchor to those lift arms that control the teeth. It's definitely a little bit finicky, but once they're together, excellent. So obviously it's just missing all the decorations, which we will put on now. I'm just gonna put it's like metal strapping on the frame. So we're just gonna add a whole bunch of dark gray tiles. To make it look like it's got some metal strapping. And I kind of lost the chat for a bit, sorry guys, but I'm sure you guys can entertain yourself while I'm busy with this. Almost done. I also wanted to add a clasp of some sort, but I'm also gonna add these gold curlicue things. I think it'll add a lot of character to the build. One more piece of strapping. Some more gold things. Oh, Kuno Van Noort. I remember you building the turtle with the 4 elephants. Yeah, from Discworld. Yeah, I do believe there's like a monster like this in Discworld as well. And for the clasp, we actually want to build something that kind of keeps the chest closed. So I'm actually using this like minifig life preserver in gold. So when the clasp is closed, you can't actually open it. Oh, Macro Bricks. Lots of great peeps from all over the world here. Okay, so in theory, we can open the clasp and lift the lid, and out pops the teeth and the eyeballs. And then they retract back in when it closes. There we go, it actually works. Amazing. Yeah, I think the decoration's kind of nice. I actually would rather have these in maybe some other, like a metallic type of color, but Lego doesn't actually make them. Or make all the pieces I'm using in any kind of cool colors, but again, if they ever actually designed a set like this, I'm sure they could and then you can just leave it open if you want. Oh, Enthusiastic Bananas in the house. What I miss? Oh, you just came in time to see the finished model. This is it. Functional mimic chest. Open the clasp. Oh, I twisted the clasp. Pop it open. Teeth come out. Eyeballs come out. Tongue comes out. Okay, I guess that's it though. Hopefully I'll get this submitted to LEGO Ideas sometime soon for the contest, and we'll see how it does. And I guess that's pretty much it. Enthusiastic Banana, you just came at the perfect time. Hope everybody has a good day. I'm gonna wrap it up and sign off. Gotta keep the clasp flush. Yeah. There could definitely be, I think that I could improve the clasp a little bit, but we'll see. Love how far the tongue moves compared to everything else. The relative motion in your build is always the most impressive to me. Ah, cheers. Thanks, Quicksilver. Only 3 days left for the contest, so hopefully those pieces arrive soon. I think I can take pictures. I can definitely take pictures of it. Without those pieces, it's fine. Most of the shots will be from the front anyway, so it'll be okay. Okay, and with that, we'll wrap everything up. Hope everybody has a good day. Thanks for watching. Keep on building, and we'll see you next week sometime.